Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Look at the Shmasi Miros was Mordechai. Yesterday after Mincha, I see Avi Kamianti running around looking for Gemara. Gemara, what's this? He tells me that he's going to this very popular TV show. He's going to be part of the audience, and he hopes to get on TV. I said, he found the Gemara here with the stempel, and he made his way onto live national TV here. Very popular show. Here it is.
שמך בבקשה?
אבי קמיאנסקי, אני גר ברמת בית שמש א', אני עולה מארצות הברית, פה 13 שנה כבר, ורציתי להודות לך ולפאנל שלכם פה, אתם מעולה, וגם יש לכם הרבה צופים ברמת בית שמש, שתדעו לכם.
יש לנו מהפאנל על נשים מבית שמש.
כן, כן.
אנשים,
כן, ג'קי. כן.
תתי אלופים, כן.
כן, נכון. אבל רציתי גם, הבאנו לכם מתנה מהארגון של מרכז דף היומי בבית שמש, של אלי סטפנסקי, להגיד לקהל, לכל הצופים, שידעו שיכולים להיכנס אצלנו ביוטיוב, ב-MDY, דף יומי, ויש לנו כולם...
דף יומי זה ידידיה, הוא לא נמצא פה היום.
כן, אבל גם עושה דף היומי, אבל יש לנו דיבור הרבה על אחדות. אז יש לנו אצלנו חרדים, ספרדים, חילונים, אשכנזים, מה שאתה רוצה, כולם שמה. יש לנו יותר מ-25,000 צופים ביוטיוב.
אוקיי.
אז מעלה, זה בשבילך.
נשים את זה פה, יש לנו בית כנסת בערוץ, נשים את זה בבית כנסת.
Put it in the shul. I'm not going to learn from it. Put it in the shul. Shkoyach Avi. So, Oimer voice. The guy, he said he's going to do it. He did. I don't know how he got on, but he did it. We have a lot of choshev guests here today. We have the Belskys. We have Zevi and his father Abe all the way in the back. From Avi, stand up, stand up. No, stand up and say it. Get up, get up. Sharemarket.com. Chaya. Avromi Prower's in the house. Our voice, Avromi Prower. Where's Yomi? Shalom Aleichem, Yomi. Don't hide over there. Showing her, right? What's the number? Oh, that's you over there. Okay, I got it. Who else? Who's the guy next to you? From? London. Where? Eli. That's it. Okay, I didn't have what he's saying. He spoke like an English guy. I didn't know what he's saying. Okay, Givaldik. Who else do we have here? Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Shalom Richter. Shalom. By the way, we would have a lot more guests, but they know that they're going to be called out, so they don't show up. Those who come are the brave, the few and the brave. You're also new, no? What's your name?
From Bergenfield.
From what's that?
Bergenfield is next to Teaneck.
Bergenfield. Shalom Aleichem. Okay. Where are you from originally? From Paris. Very nice. Okay. Gishma. That's chashav. We have some Brooklyn boys here. What's your name? Sachi Leffel. Where do you live? What block? I need to know.
East 5th.
East 5th? And Quentin.
So Mir Yeshiva West.
Mir Yeshiva West. And where do you daven?
Ger Stiebel on Ocean Parkway.
Oh, okay. He's there. When you open up Brooklyn, his face shows up. That's the... He has the glasses, the haircut, the whole thing. Your mamish.
The other side says Isaiah Bira.
Oh, got it. That's where. Yeah, where do you?
Deer in Isaiah Bira. Next.
Every guy in Brooklyn has a deer in Isaiah Bira, but they don't show up there once a year. You rent it out to some young couple, right? And then you kick them out for Pesach. I know how it works. Isaiah Bira, my foot. How many days a year are you in Isaiah Bira? Let's hear.
I'm going to be here for 8 weeks.
No. How much?
2 weeks after Sukkot.
And before that, last year, how many days?
I say twice last year.
For how many weeks?
It's only 6 weeks.
Really? Oh, not bad. Okay, fine. We'll give it to you. Very nice. Who else? Yeah, cuts. Mamish makes the cuts. It's more than Avi Kamiansky. What are you talking about? 6 weeks. This guy's six weeks and I just show his whole mishpacha is here. He shows up when his father-in-law loves it. he's like, yeah, there's some truth to it. Okay. No, that's it? We're done with the guests? Oh yeah, of course. Okay, no, you're the
I'm Avram's brother-in-law.
Right.
I drove him here.
And you became a great grandfather yesterday. Again, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. Now, we have a shtickle shear to do. I just wanna. There's more? Oh, Shalom Aleichem, all the way in the corner. What's your name?
Yomi's father.
Yomi's father? No way. Bemis? You look younger than Yomi, by the way. That's crazy. Okay. Avram Friedman, $18 a month. Elia Berger, 20. Yerachmiel Freud, 36. Yoeli Doppelt, the famous Yoeli Doppelt, 101. Yisrael Rothschild, he came out with a whole CD, or what is it called today? I don't even know. A whole music, an album. That's it. Not a CD. Yaakov Ainspan, 101. Paul Nugil, something like that, 18. Binyomin Hecht, 50. Anonymous, you hear this? Listen to this. Anonymous, $1,000. So Yossi Klein said, this is all up to Yossi, speak to Yossi. Because this guy donated $1,000 a month, he's eligible to come on our big upcoming trip. Because I was just this week, two guys that were on the trip told me they're still processing what happened over there. It was so unbelievable. So this guy's $1,000 a month. I guess you get to go on the trip. Now, real quickly, we have a minute. Let's do this real quickly. Because Yoeli Doppel sent in an email, and it says like this. Yesterday, he showed the video of Reb Chaim answering a question about what to look out in a brother of a girl or prospective shidduch. The oilam here in the room didn't get to see it. I'll show it real quickly because it's Shai Graucher in the video. The one that was shown was without his face. This one will show with his face. This video went viral a few years ago due to the funny ending of Barsha Patrani. At the time, it saddened me very much that the whole Torah world missed the whole message of what could have been learned from our Posek Ador telling us that the most important thing to look out. Rabbi Yosef, this is more chashuv sometimes than other things. That the most important things to look out for in a person nowadays, which is he normal? Reb Chaim says he has to be normal. What do you look for a brother? To see if he's normal. To keep the balance of free will, Hashem was good that whatever has a precious pearl of chachma being dropped, something like that. The questioner can ask, can have and follows up with a silly question. How do you know if somebody's normal? Which there is no proper short. He's right. Reb Chaim was playing with him. And you look at the answers, he was just messing around with him. The guy's asking a silly question. So he answered him a silly answer. You can't, Reb Chaim said, you should see if he knows how to learn. No, that wasn't it. Anyway, to which probably short answer, Reb Chaim wit to keep the exchange brief. Now that it's brought up and you share with thousands of listeners, we can at least take a moment to correct it and appreciate the psak, that although being normal, Norrmalee, normal, is not mentioned in the Torah, Reb Chaim is saying that being a mensch is the foundation of all qualities that will allow someone to be a good husband and a good Jew. I get kfittel to my entire extended MDY family, Yoeli Doppel. P.S. I'm super excited for our upcoming family reunion Shabbaton. He was there last year, so here it is. Rabbi Isai, Reb Chaim, uncensored.
שלנו, אחויס נחשוין, מכאן למדנו, הנויסה אישו צורך לבדוק באחיה. מה בדיוק צריך לבדוק באחים שלה?
נורמליים.
נורמלי? איך בודקים אם בן אדם הוא נורמלי?
יודע ללמוד.
יודע ללמוד. עכשיו רציתי לשאול את הרב, מה קורה אם יש לה שתי אחים, אחד נורמלי ואחד לא נורמלי?
She has two brothers. One is normal, one is not.
חצי האישה נורמל. חצי האישה טובה, חצי האישה לא.
לא להתחתן?
אז לא להתחתן? לא לגשת לשידך?
רק חצי.
Should only marry half of her.
בסדר. הרב יברך אותי.
בוש בוטרני.
By the way, Shai Gracher,
Yeah, he's very, very close. He's very, very close. That's one of the biggest gifts he gave Klal Yisrael. He gave a lot of gifts to Klal Yisrael, Shai. This is one of the better ones.
the family gave him Chaim's menorah. He has Chaim's menorah as a thank you. He's very, very close to Chaim.
He's very, very close to Reb Chaim. The family gave Shai Graucher the Reb Chaim's menorah. Okay. Anyways, what a share. We start off with this Tumadika TV thing. We go to Reb Chaim Kanievsky, Umbelitz, and everything in between. Rabbi Isai, we're holding, by the sponsors, unfortunately. Okay, let's do the sponsors. The Coil of the Month, sponsored by Binyomin Rosenfeld, Fatzlach Business, and Mesech, the sponsor of Safe and Speedy Return of all the hostages, the Parnassa Chodesh, nishmat Zechariah ben Moshe, nishmat Chaya bas Yosef. Parnassa Chodesh, Binyomin Rosenfeld, for the zchusim that come from supporting limud HaTorah. Parnassa Chodesh, health and strength for Rav Eli, Yeshakayach, whoever you are, I still don't know who this person is. Parnassa Chodesh. The Locke family, Lakewood, New Jersey. Remember the bike store owner because Torah is the best. Sgula. Parnassa Shavua, Yosef ben Sara for Parnassa Berevach. Parnassa Yoim, Eugene Weisberg, Leil Nishmas, Mנחem Mendel ben Yehuda. Where is Eugene? And the art of the month for zchusim for Rav Eli and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah so enjoyable for so many. Rabbi Sai, if you come out of the Beis Medrash, we just put up a sukkah. This is the very first time that we have a sukkah here, so you don't have to schlep to my house. On sukkahs, both shiurim are going to be done in the sukkah. We're still open for sponsorships, both in the morning for the breakfast, the lavish breakfast that we have. I don't know if we're going to have it every day. We'll see. And we're going to have some nice stuff at the sukkah at night and for the night cheer. Last night, I'm not exaggerating, there were about 10 people standing in the Hebrew shir, standing in the Beis Medrash. So maybe we're going to have to expand to the sukkah or something after. So no, but yeah, right. That's what they're very worried about. You build a sukkah, you close it in, you build it with bricks, then you build another floor. It's another double-decker sukkah. That's why the Gabbayim were a little nervous. All right, Zok Eli Gemara. I have two amazing questions here. Gewaldige questions. Question number one. A guy was married to two women. He married a woman number one, and she was pregnant, and he divorced her. He marries woman number two. She became pregnant, and she actually delivered the baby before the first one. The first one was pregnant first, divorced. Second one pregnant second, but the baby was born first. Which one of these boys gets two portions of the Yerusha? The one that was born first or the one that became pregnant first?
Was he married to both at the same time?
What? No. He divorced the first one. Only women have to wait. Men don't have to wait. No.
Woman has to wait to make her she's not pregnant.
Right.
Peterechem, he says, second one. Huh? What do you say?
The Gra is born. The second one.
Oh, the Gra. Very good, very good. So don't say. I see you know. The Gra says, yeah. The second one, why? Because of Peterechem.
With the two eggs in the kana.
Oh, the what?
That the first one is, the second one out.
So for carrot, you can bring a ride from there for carrot. That goes by the pregnancy.
No, Yaakov's kind of was that I'm really going first.
Because what?
I went in first.
Oh, went in first. That means went in first, it wins. So the first one, not the second one. You bring a ride for carrot from yourself. Correct? Okay, the first. The Gra actually says the first. We're going to see soon. Unbelievable. Unbelievable chiddush according to the Gra. Another question. A person gets married. He has a child. And the child is nifter a week later. A nafel. And then he has another son. The second son that he has does not have a pidyon haben, right? No pidyon haben, because he already had a baby before. Does the second son get two portions of Yerusha? There's no pidyon haben. Does he get two portions of Yerusha? Yes or no?
Yes.
You say yes. Anybody say no here? Yaakov, what are you davening over there? We're in the middle of a shir. Yes or no?
No.
He just did Baruch Shamar.
He said brachas. He said brachas for Birkas HaTorah. He's right. He has to say Birkas HaTorah. Rabbi said YaakovCitrumFilms.com. Anyway, yes or no? Two portions of what's going on here? Nobody wants to answer. No, Givaldik. I like no. So that Rabbi said the answer is there's a concept called Peterechem. For Pidyon haben, you have to be born first. So the second boy was not born first; he was born second. But for B'chayra, for two portions, has nothing to do with being born first. He's the B'char. That's halacha we're going to learn today. Zakti Gemara, we're holding the last line on Daf Kuf Yud Amud Beis. That a person inherits his own mother. We're going to see here something super interesting. The only way we know that a boy inherits his own mother is we learn it from his sister. A sister inherits her mother, so a boy also inherits a mother. And who inherits first? If there's a boy or a girl, today we know. If there's a boy and a girl, who inherits the mother first? Huh? Still we don't know. The boy inherits first. But we only know him because of her. It's interesting, super interesting. How do you know that a man inherits his own mother and he's before his own sister? The Torah Rabbanon. V'chol bas yireshes nachlo mimatos b'nei Yisrael. Here are the psukim. What the pasuk says is that at the end of the day, even if a daughter inherits her father, be careful, don't marry into another shevet. Keep it in the mishpacha. Now, but the pasuk says that this daughter inherited mimatos b'nei Yisrael. She inherited from two separate shvatim. How's it possible? Ella, zusha avia meshevet echad, v'ima meshevet acher. We had a girl that had a father and a mother from two different shvatim, and she inherited her father and her mother, but they're from two different shvatim. That's how a woman inherits from two shvatim. Let me ask you a question. How could a girl inherit a mother from a different shevet? How did her mother marry a man from another shevet? It says in the pasuk, a woman is not allowed to marry another man from another shevet in order to make sure that the Yerusha doesn't go from shevet to shevet. How in the world do we have a woman who married a man from another shevet? What's the answer? Huh? You're right, this is only for one dar, but in that dar, how is it possible? Says the Rashbam, we're talking about in that dar, we're bringing the pasuk. We're learning from this pasuk. Mimatos b'nei Yisrael. It's in that dar. We're learning from this pasuk. In the pasuk that says, do not marry into another mata, into another place, we're learning from there that she has two matos. That she has two. Says the Rashbam, first of all, this Rashbam is very important. Save the crowd. So first of all, as the Gemara is going to say later on Daf Kuf Chaf, he brings this pasuk only applies to that generation. But this generation, how is it possible? Very simple. When this mother married her husband, we have a girl who just inherited from her father and her mother. How is the mother allowed to marry her mother? How is she allowed to marry her father if she's from a different shevet? The answer is because her mother, when she got married to her father, had many brothers, let's say. She had another brother. So the nachla wasn't going to go to the mother. It was going to go to the brother. And then the brother died. So she got married beheter. You're allowed to get married if she has a brother and it's not going to take the nachla out of the shevet. You're allowed to get married. And then the brother died. So this happened a lot in the Holocaust. You had families, she thought everything's going great, and then her whole family's wiped out, and she ends up with the entire Yerusha. It wasn't supposed to be like that. She had brothers, she had a whole mishpacha going on. So I saw Mordechai Gemaisa now, where it has a little bit to do with us, because we're right after Yom Kippur. By the way, I have a picture here of, I mentioned yesterday, I want to show the Olam. This is when I asked, somebody stuck me in the front like that. This is just Photoshop, but this is when I asked the Israeli shir, it wasn't so full then, because it's Matzah Yom Kippur. I asked them, who in this room, is this the very, very first time you're learning on Matzah Yom Kippur? And all these people raised their hand. This guy was so excited, he raised two hands actually. He was excited because he thinks that his life has changed. He realizes things are different now. So, the Maisa goes like this, that there was a person by the name of Reb Fishel Hennig. He lived in Yerushalayim right after the war, and there were many people after the war who were just very depressed and not willing to join society. They would sit outside, they smelled really bad, they wouldn't shower, they wouldn't take a haircut. Homeless people, basically homeless, sit on the benches of Yerushalayim and people didn't even want to deal with them. They're just like really gross kind of people. And Reb Fishel Hennig, he decided he's going to make a project. He took some Binyomin, strong guys. He'd grab a guy off the street, just grab him physically, throw him into a shower, strip him, throw him into a shower, force him to get a haircut, physically. Give him a haircut, another shower, and then give him brand new clothing, and then he would take him and put him in front of a mirror and say, look, this is who you are. And they say that tens of people, this is what he did to tens of these homeless guys, and because of him, many families, people they got back on their feet. They felt like, okay, they're the new Bria. And the Nakud is like, some of us at least feel like we were forced into the Yom Kippur. Forced, go to shul for 8 hours a day. I don't want to go fast in 8 hours. Because Baruch Hu forces us to cleanse ourselves. He cleans us physically, throws us in the shower, cleans us off of our virus, throws us out there. Okay, now you need to go. Go. And here we are. Motzei Yom Kippur, the Olam's learning. V'chulu v'chulu. Zok the Gemara. Vein lebas. Okay, so we see from this pasuk that a woman is capable of inheriting her mother and her father. So you see that she inherits her mother. We don't have a source anywhere in the Torah, and in fact, we don't have a source that a son inherits his own mother. The only source that we have is that a daughter inherits her mother. Vein lebas ben minayin. So how do we know that a son inherits his mother? Amris kavachomer. So the whole source, and this is what we're going to stay with till the end of the sugya, we have a kavachomer. Who has more power when it comes to inheriting a father? A son is before a daughter, yet a daughter inherits a mother. So ben so a son who can inherit a father over his sister, so certainly should be able to inherit his mother. That's the source. Shalom Yisrael, that's the whole source. And then the Gemara continues, but how do you know that a son inherits a mother? Because he's super powerful when it comes to inheriting a father. He knocks out his sister when it comes to inheriting a father. So from that exact place, just like a son inherits a father before the daughter, so too over here, a son inherits his own mother before his sister. Does anybody like this kavachomer? What's the problem with this kavachomer? Dayoy. What does dayoy mean? Dayoy means stop. How do you even know that a son inherits his mother? Only from his own sister. So how could he be more powerful than a sister? The only way you know a son is from a sister. So the most he can be is as powerful as his own sister, not more powerful than her. Okay, let's see. Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Yosef, Amru, Mishum, and this is the name that we have to remember for the entire Amud, because it's a super easy Amud, it actually repeats itself many times. But this name, Mishum, Reb Zechariah ben Akatzav, the son of Zechariah ben Akatzav, who said, Echad ben, Echad Abbas, Shavim b'nichseyim, equal rights. He was the first one to introduce this. There's something called equal rights. Why should a son be more powerful than a daughter? They're both equal. You know what? If you have a son and a daughter, 50-50. The Gemara slams him. We don't agree with it. It's not true. There's no such thing. And if you even dare to say that Allah is like him, we'll put you in Kherim. Okay, so that's that. My taima. What's his reasoning? Dayai love him in adin. The concept dayai. So let's see. This is dayai. That means stop. How does it work? When it comes to the father, to inherit a father, a girl is very light. It's like feathers. You see her balloon is made out of feathers. The son is much heavier. He's much stronger. He's made out of stone. He overtakes the daughter. So when it comes to inheriting the mother, the son should be stronger and heavier than the daughter. And the Gemara says, no. Dayoi, kick him out. You only learn the son from the daughter, so he can't be more powerful from the daughter, so he's equal. Ask the Gemara of Tanakamali Darsh Dayoi. How can you argue on this concept of Dayoi? Dayoi is a Dairaisa. Well, Dayoi Dairaisa is Mefurish in the Torah. The Sanya, Midin Kavachoyma Keitzad. What's the whole concept? How does the Kavachoyma work? It says in the Torah, when Miriam spoke Lashon Hara about Moshe Rabbeinu, so Hashem said, she got tsaras, so take her out of the machna. She has to be secluded for 7 days. This is a kavachomer in the Torah. If her physical father spat in her face, what would happen? She would be shamed for 7 days if her father spit at her. There was the famous Maisa here. Every time I tell people in America, where do you live? Bet Shemesh. You gotta say Ramat Bet Shemesh. When you say Bet Shemesh, you go, oh, Is that the place where they spit at the women? You go in a taxi, even in Eretz Israel. Where do you live? Bet Shemesh. That place over there. That's where they spit. Yeah, it's known. So I have to explain. No, it's to get there is by car is 10 minutes on a good day. To walk is 25 minutes away. You have to walk. We don't manage. It's different. We live in American or whatever. Okay.
No one spit at anyone.
What?
No one spit at anyone.
Oh, so there was even a shayla. If anybody spat, what happened? So the guy, Rabbi Neugershal, they interviewed him on TV. They said, "Is it true that somebody spat at a girl, spit in her face?" So he said, "Of course. It says before in the Torah, via yara yarba from now. You're supposed to spit. Father spit at the daughters all the time." So what he was trying to say is that it's not true. Like, who said it happened? I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I don't know the whole story. But you say it didn't happen? Okay, it was a made-up story.
The person who said it has no cheskes kashrus.
Okay, so if we're rewriting history.
I know the story.
He interviewed the guy that spit, and the girl that got spat on, and it didn't happen.
The story that you're talking about is not spitting. It's talking about throwing rocks.
Happened more than once. We have a machlokes between Raki and Reb Nachman.
The story that made Beit Shemesh famous was because of someone throwing a rock at someone. That's the story, not the spitting. And that's the story. Yair Lapid made a career out of it. That's what happened.
Fine. They don't do it anymore. I don't think it happens anymore. If a father did spit at his daughter, she would be shamed for 7 days. So certainly, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu Kavyochel spits at somebody, at Miriam, he gave her tzaras, so certainly how long will she be in seclusion? For 14 days. You have to do a Kavachomer. Why 14? Why not 126? So Taisa says because maybe the pshat is because there's 3 partners in a person, and the father is one part, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is double that. Okay, whatever the pshat is, but you make a kavachomer. If the father was upset at his daughter, she'd be shamed for 7. So certainly HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's not a basar dam, 14. But we don't do that. Because you're coming from the father, from a physical being, and he puts her in seclusion for 7 days. She'd be shamed for 7 days. So the max that you could do is shame somebody for 7 days, even if it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Very interesting. I saw that Goysa Shri says that Rabbeinu Gershom's son went off the derech, and Rabbeinu Gershom sat 14 days, not Shiva, 14 days, based on this. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, whatever, okay. There's a whole nidan. If you sit Shiva after, you don't sit Shiva on somebody that goes off the derech at all, 0. But this B'chayav, you sit 14 days, okay. B'chulu. Zog the Gemara. So you see the Torah, it's a Doiraisa. So how can you argue on this Doiraisa? How does the Tanakama not hold of Dayar? In other words, how does the Tanakama say, we have Zechariah Akatzov, what's his name? Zechariah Ben Akatzov. He says, if you have a son and a daughter, it's 50-50, each one gets 50%. The Tanakama says, no, if you have a son and a daughter, the son overtakes the daughter. What about Dayar? You only know a son from a daughter, how can it be more powerful than the daughter? And if Dayar is in the Torah, so the Gemara says, you're right. Dayar is in the Torah and everybody holds of Dayar. Ba'al Madarish Dayar does hold of Dayar. We're going to go with the Kavachomer, continue going with the Kavachomer, but there's a special word that we learned only in the top line of the Samad. Mimatais, Makish Matoim Lamatav. There's another Hekesh. In addition to the Kavachomer, there's a Hekesh. And the Hekesh tells us, Ma Matav Ben Kodem Labas, just like a son is before the daughter when it comes to inheriting his own father. So the son comes before the daughter in that case also. Now I'm going to fly, Rabbi Yosef. Rav Eli wanted to paskin 50-50. If there's a mother that dies and there's a son and a daughter, each one gets 50%, like Zechariah ben Akatzov. So Shmuel says, I don't like this. Come on, Zechariah. You going like Zechariah? Off Zechariah. 0. Don't listen to him. He's nothing. Rabbi Tavlo wanted to do and give equal rights, 50% to the daughter, 50% to the son. He did. Sorry. What's this? Rav Nachman again. Not again. This is the first time. We're going to have him again soon. Here's that it is. In the name of Rav. And later I'm going to say in the name of Rav, it's not like that. So there's some sort of rumor going on. The Rav said that the halacha is Zechariah 50-50. Omalei zila hadabach, you better take it back right away. You better retract. Vilai, and if you don't retract, I'm going to put you in cherim. Another pshat that we had once, mu'unach means from your ear. I'm going to pull him out of your ear somehow. Kitzer, we don't like this halacha. It's not 50-50. 100% to the son. Oh, so here's a good one. Rav Huna wanted to do the halacha and say 50-50. Amalei Rav Nachman, my high. So Rav Nachman, like in the case before, also, I don't like this. Where do you get this from? Amalei, Domer Rav Huna, Omar Rav. Rav Huna says in the name of Rav, halacha ki Reb Zechariah ben Akatzav. The halacha is, Rav even said, the Gadol Adar, Poisek Adar, the first Amoira, Rav. He paskin, the halacha is 50-50. Amalei, Eshlach lei. So a lot of times, your son comes home from school. Why are you home? Whatever the story is. My Rebbe said I could go home. Yeah, so I'm going to call you Rebbe, yeah? No, don't call my Rebbe. No, don't call him the Rebbe. You know what I'm talking about? We were all there. So like, Eshlach lei. You want me to call him up? You're saying that Rav Huna said that the halacha is 50-50? I'm going to call him up right now. Ichsif. No, he was embarrassed. No. Why was he embarrassed? Says the Rashbam, either he thought maybe Rav Huna took it back, or maybe he didn't hear him well. All of a sudden he didn't hear well. Maybe I didn't hear well. The Rabbeinu Gershom says, very powerful, he says, maybe he was just using a name. He's name dropping. He thought that halacha is 50-50. He said, I heard Rav says it. He threw in a name. Oh. So Mamish, I did this, and that's what I was about to say. So I was giving a Mishnah Berurah here in this shul. I used to give it before the whole Daf Yomi thing. And I saw this video and I spoke about it. Here's the video. Here's a robot writing a Sefer Torah. It looks much like a Sefer Torah for everything. If you look at it, it looks beautiful. Wow. So in the shir, to my luck, one of the big rabbanim in this neighborhood, big, huge Talmud Chacham, decided to sit in on the shir. And I was uncomfortable, of course. I'm going to say I didn't manage to prepare well. Anyways, I'm in the middle of discussing, and I discussed this. And I said, it's interesting, Reb Chaim Kanievsky paskins, that if a Shemer Torah turns on the machine and says, L'shein Ksiva Sefer Torah, then it's 100% kosher. And I just kept on going. 2 minutes later, I was like, Rabbi Sai, because I said Reb Chaim Kanievsky says this is okay, nobody asked me why it's okay, and you just went with it? How could it be okay? It's a machine writing a Sefer Torah. And the Rav, I think he turned colors. I was a shtickle mavayishim b'Rav by mistake. He didn't say anything either. He just, it was like, Reb Chaim Kanievsky said. I made it up. He didn't chap. He's dealing with a meshugana here. So I had to tell her. I said, no, I'm messing with you. Reb Chaim Kanievsky doesn't even know this thing exists. Look at the Sefer Torah. It prints out all Sefer Torah in a day. The China, made in China Sefer Torah, $250, you get a whole Sefer Torah. Shkoyach. So anyway, sometimes you name drop and the oil believes it. So he said, Rav Huna, Shalech Rabbi said, come in. There's no seat. Wow. Oh yeah. Much better. With the Rabbi Zachs. We don't have time for stories. I should say the story. Doilam heard the story. I was learning with Rabbi Yankiv Mordechai Zachs. He's going to get it now. People are going to come to him. He's a good friend of mine. I think I was with him once in a while we call each other. And he doesn't like when I say the story, Berel. So I'll say it. Sitting in the front of the mirror, literally in the front, the only bench facing everybody else, by the wall. And I tell him, I ask him a kasha, shtusim, you're in your shtuyot, shtusim. So finally, one day, I decide, okay, that's it. I said, you saw the Pnei Yeshua? He asked Murdik over here. He says, kasha. What does he say? I said, next, 10 minutes later, I ask him some other achron. It's after 20 minutes, I'm like, fool, because I dropped the name. These are my kashas. He looks at me. He takes my yarmulke, out the window, because we were standing by the window. Out the window. I'm like, go get my yarmulke. He says, no, you get the yarmulke. So I have to walk from the front. Walk from the front to get my yarmulke without a yarmulke. I'm like, front's day. So now he's going to say, Lo Haya. You should just say, you actually said a dumb question, whatever it is. You threw my yarmulke out the window. I'm going to shame you in public, Yaakov Mordechai Zaks. Chas v'shalom. Okay, it's Motzi, I'll ask him Mechila by Yom Kippur. He's a great guy. He's a Rosh Yeshiva today, like in next to Passaic. He's the son-in-law of... Yeah, of course, the Chavetz Chaim Enikel. And his brother watches the shir every day, Mendel. All right. Zog the Gemara. Omalei. So Rav Nachman was upset. Hashto ki noch nafshi de Ravuna. Let's say Ravuna was nifter, and I couldn't call him up. Now that I threatened you, I'm going to call him. You took it back. But if not, it's raised to Lekibli. Then you'd be defiant. You'd say, no, Ravuna said it. That's not right. Because I called you out on it, so now you admit? That's wrong. The EU, Keman Sara, and who does Rav Nachman? Why is Rav Nachman so opposed to this shita that's 50-50, that the son gets everything? Because they both say, Rav and Shmuel. Before we said Rav says it's halach. No, Rav and Shmuel both say, Ein halach b'Zechariah ben Katzov. If there's a son and a daughter, and a mother dies, the son gets the entire Yerusha. Says Gemara Mistabon Baza Rabbi Yanai Katva the Rabbi Simloi. We have a Gevaldik. This took many hours. Don't ask me why. Many hours to get this exact image. There's a lot of manipulation, a lot of Photoshop, a lot of drawing. But anyways, I asked him to do it from whatever. He did it. It took him many hours. So I don't know why. Sometimes it goes fast. Sometimes it's slow. Rabbi Yanai is the one on the left. He's leaning on his gabbai. He's blind and old. Very old, and blind. V'asei Rabbi Yehuda Nasiya la'apei. Here's Rabbi Yehuda Anasi. This is the famous, I don't know of a crazier, unbelievable yichus than this. It goes from Hilazag to Shimon, Gamliel, dar after dar, just dar. Nasiim all throughout. And you have Rabbi Yehuda Anasi, who's Rabbeinu HaKadosh, who wrote the Mishnah, and his grandson has the same name, Rabbi Yehuda, not Hanasi, but Nasiya. Okay? V'asi Rabbi Yehuda, I won't make that mistake again. At the beginning of my Daf Yomi years, when I made the mistake and I called him Rabbi Yehuda Anasi, and I got 22 emails. What are you, Yamaretz? You don't know what you're doing. It's somebody else. I got it. Okay. Rabbi Yehuda Nasiya, La'payu. Rabbi Yehuda, the grandson, who's on a Moira already, coming towards Rabbi Yanai. So his guy by Reb Simloi tells his Rebbe who's blind, Rabbi Yanai, Barinish Da'asili Kabilna Huyoi. There's a great man coming towards us. He's wearing a Rebbish mantle, with the whole fur, the whole thing is mamish, beautiful coat he has. So they approach, and Rabbi Yehuda Nasiya is right there. Gashasha. Rabbi Yanai sticks out his hand and feels the material to see how beautiful this coat is. This is terrible what you're telling me. This is like a sack. In other words, if it was a piece of material, it will become mikabel tuma if it's only 3 fingers by 3 fingers. This is a sack. This is sackcloth. This is the worst of the worst. It's not even a beged until it's 4 tfachim. Forget about 4 fingers, 4 tfachim. Many more times. 8 times more. Yeah, 8 times more. Yeah, because 6 it's boys. Okay. Kitzer, I hope that he's a Talmud Chacham a little bit more than you thought that his coat is. Like, you tell me he's a great guy and a great coat. So far, we're off to a bad start. His coat is terrible. So Rabbi Yehuda Nasiya asks Rabbi Yanai, has an opportunity, sees the Galador. How do you know our sugya that a son comes before a daughter? Like we said all the way in the top word of the Amud. That a son comes before a daughter just like he comes before a daughter when it comes to the Yerusha of the father. So Rabbi Yehuda Nasiya keeps on pressing, almost like Shai Graucher, Azah. If so, if you're going to learn like that, so maybe the son should get 2 portions of the Yerusha when he inherits his mother, and we know that's not the halacha. Rabbi Yanai was annoyed. Good, get me out of here quickly. Get me out of here. What? Baruch Patrani. Like, what is he doing? Stop asking me silly questions to make a video out of it? No. If he's not interested in learning, sometimes people ask questions, even in the shir today. People ask questions, stop, for whatever their reason is. for Tanoi, for attention. Yeah, yes, Yosef?
Our sponsors.
Yeah, exactly. Rabbi Isai, turning the Daf, is sponsored by the Belsky family. What does it say here? Lirishmas, Simcha Berel, Dovid, Ben Avram Moshe. Hey, Belsky, you're sitting in the back. He's going for the donation, the $20,000 donation. It's unbelievable. Happens to be, my wife told me, she was here Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. She said she much enjoyed it, and she mentioned the chair specifically. She said, geschmack. I had a good chair. I didn't have to sit on one of those plastic ones that every year she sits on. Yeah, good, comfortable. We have enough. We take it for granted. These feel good. They're solid. Chairmarket.com. No, give a big yishkoyach. Kidnovations LLC in honor of my uncle Rebbe Chanan Pressman official. It should be zchusim for Akiva Simcha Ben Fayga, a shidduch for Yehudah's Chaya. Thank you to my wife. It should be zchusim for a year filled with mazel, bracha, tzlocha, Parnassa, Berel, and refuah. So the Gemara, now that we have 3 minutes left, Shalom Aleichem to the Olam on Zoom. How many guys are in Zoom? I see Mark Ashkenazi, that's what I see. How many? 69. That's not bad, not bad. A lot of them are from America. It's the middle of the night over there. We got to go weiter.
Who messed with Mark? I'm the one who messed with him.
What's your name, Tzaddik? Did I say hello to you?
Yeah. Chicago.
What's your name?
Shalom Richter.
I don't think I said hello to him.
Said hello for a second.
For a second. Shalom Richter, Shalom Aleichem. How you doing? Chicago? Really? Don't tell me I did your wedding. Huh? Peterson Park. Wow. Okay. Zog the Gemara. Why was he so brief with him and he was not happy with the question? It says in the pasuk, loy. Loy means here.
What's the answer?
Here it says in the pasuk, who gets 2 times? When you get from him, from the father, zachar, not nekeva. Loy v'loy, not when you get from the mother. Maybe this whole pasuk that says you get 2 times only from a father is when a person that doesn't have children marries shenas almana, who marries a woman who has children. I would say, look, a son gets 2 portions when he inherits his father. Why? Because he's Reishis Oinai, like the pasuk says. Kihu Reishis Oinai, he's his first strength. So maybe when a person who was never married, this is Oinai. This is his Oinai. A person this is his first one, who marries a woman it's not a first one, okay, then you don't get 2 portions. But a bachor, shenas psula, if the father and the mother are both, this is their first child, hachanami the shakel. Maybe it's her, I know also, it's her first kayach and his first kayach. Maybe in that case, the child, a son should get 2 portions from his mother. It's only when one of them, the mother, it's not her first child. That's when we have this miyot that you don't get 2 portions. Says the Gemara, no. This first strength has nothing to do with the mother, only has to do with the father. And this is where the Vilna Gaon comes in, if it's the Vilna Gaon effect. Over here in the Kaleo, everyone wants to look it up. He says, why does the pasuk say? Let's go back to the pasuk. Pasuk says, the bachar, the one of the hated one, you get 2 portions. What's hated? Why hated? What's the connection to hated? So he says, because hated means that even in a case where he divorced his wife, and she was pregnant when they got divorced, and then he married another woman, and he had a child, he had a son from the second woman before the first one, the snua, no. The Yerusha goes based on the pregnancy. Who got pregnant first? Not on the birth. Tremendous chiddush. You have 2 sons. He has 2 sons. One was born first, and one got pregnant first. The one that it goes by the pregnancy. Kurashis oinai, and that's why it talks about a snua. It goes into the whole thing. Everyone wants to see it. So the Gemara. Wait a minute, this word oinoi comes from something else, not for what you just said. The Bachar and follow him. Here, that's the first Allah. In the beginning of this year, we discussed this, that if there's a son that was born after a miscarriage, he still gets, the second son still gets 2 portions. Mi shali b'dava alav. Oina is a lashon of aninus, of mourning. That the father, who is super sad about a bar kayama, obviously he's a little sad about the nafel, it's not a joke, but it's not the same thing as having a son who's just nifter. It's a terrible, terrible zetz when his son is nifter. Terrible. Just somebody the other day here and sitting in this room told me about his 12-year-old son that was nifter. Terrible tragedy. Terrible thing. So it's a big, that kid gets double portion. So it doesn't have to do, the first kid that was born and he was a miscarriage, he doesn't count for the 2 portions. It's the kid that comes afterwards that lives a regular life and then dies. Okay, I can learn 2 things from one word, because it could have said oin, and it says my oinoi, it says oinoi, so I learn, I can learn 2 things, 2 halachas from it. It says, maybe that's, this pasuk is coming to be mimayit, and the Rashbam explains that if I have 2 things to be mimayit, maybe let's go for the easier one. Here's the Rashbam if you want to see. Again, I'm asking the same thing because now that I have a miyot, maybe I'll use the miyut only for a case that's a little weak, like a widow who married a woman who never had children. That's the case where the son doesn't inherit double portion when the mother dies. But if both the parents, they were both never married, they didn't have children, maybe does get 2 portions. Similar to what we said before, since it says loy mishpat abchayra, so loy is a lashon zachar. You only get 2 portions from the father, not from the mother. Otherwise, we're going to see some beautiful, let's call it art in the pasuk. So I want to pause it for a second because unfortunately I saw this with my own eyes. Not everybody knows about this. It's kedai to know that my mother was nifter when she was 49, and I saw my father in a place that I've never seen him before. And not everybody saw it because they weren't there. But after my mother was nifter, he was it was unbelievable the amount of tzar that he went through. And I heard now from Gershon Ben Moshe also. He told me about his father. He's going through unbelievable yisurim on a daily basis, daily. It says in the Gemara, when a woman dies, only her husband. What does it mean only? The husband suffers the most. People don't know about it. He's a man. His wife is nifter. No, the tsar is unbelievable. I saw research about it. They say a lot of people are nifter that year. You see a lot of because of the stress is so unbelievable that you should just be aware of it. When people have it, you should know to be Mנחem them, and you have to give people like that a lot of chizuk. So. Says Gemara, how do you know that a husband inherits his own wife? The Tanur Rabbanan she'eroi zu ishtoi, milamid shabal yorish is ishtoi. It says, now until now, by the way, remember we learned she'eroi means the father. All of a sudden now we're switching to the mother. It means the wife. It does not mean a father according to this Manda Omer. It means a wife. Later on we're going to see how does he know a wife? If you learn father from this word, right? We had a whole sugya yesterday, the day before. Where's the father's position in the inheritance of his son? We said he's the 3rd spot, remember? Because she'eri means father. Now all of a sudden, she'eri means a wife. How do you know the husband inherits his wife? She'eri zuishta. Milabin shabal, yours zuishta. Yochal afi. We're only going to go to a few more lines here. Maybe the wife should inherit him. Why should I say such a thing? Well, let's look at the pasuk for a second. The word she'era means a wife. So let's read it. If the father doesn't have brothers, when you should give the Yerusha to who? L'she'era, to the... If she'era means wife, who do you give the nachla to? To the wife. Doesn't the pasuk say mefurish to give it to the wife? That's what the Gemara is asking. She'era means the wife. So maybe say that she should inherit. Tamaloymar also inherit. Tamaloymar v'yarash Isa. Look at the end of the pasuk. It says Isa. He inherits her. But yarash Isa vein here Isa. Okay, it says Mefurish Isa. As the Gemara of a Kroi Lavach Iksivi. But look at the words. It doesn't make any sense. Just the simple translation. The taich. The art scroll is going to taich this one. The shall give the nachla, whatever they taich it, to the wife. If sheira means wife, it means to the wife, not from the wife. Rabbi side, here comes the unbelievable art. This is how you have to read the pasuk. You should give the nachla to the person who's close to him. What just happened? Says Yoshi, we went through this. This took a long time. I sent him a video and a whole thing, and finally, this is how it came out. Look how beautiful it is. Rabbi, check this out. Because the Gemara says, oh, you're cutting, you're chopping. So here we go. First, you cut the lamed. Boom, lamed, and then you take the lamed. I told him to slow down so you can see exactly. Lamed goes over there. Leha. Great. Then you take the she'erai. Boom, boom, boom. You take it and you put it on the bottom of the pasuk. So now you read the pasuk, it has two halachas. Period. First of all, Yerusha goes to the one who's closest to you. Oh, and then there's another halacha, last three words. She'erai, your wife, v'yarash oisa. Ask Rava.
That doesn't make sense.
Omar Rava, sakino charifa mepaske kroi. That doesn't make sense. You're taking a knife, chopping up a pasuk, putting words in different positions. How can you do something like that? Elo Marava. Oh, I have a better pshat. We'll do something similar, but not as extreme. Hachi Kamar. This is the last line we're learning today. But before you jump up, check out what Yoshi did here. It's beautiful. He took the same format that we always show, the psukim. And he says like this. You take the words nachlasoi, the she'erai karv. Check this out. Look at that vav. Boom, boom, boom. You take the vav, you put it there. You take the lamed, and you put it there. Now, everything is basically in the same position. Just the vav and the lamed that are next to each other, it says, the Rashbam has two ways to learn. He says, listen, you're not moving a whole word. That's one pshat. Another pshat is, no, you're just understanding it in this way, but you're not moving words around. Now it says, not lisheir, not to his wife, rather, she'erai loy. You're right. It's nachlas she'erai loy hakarvela. Does this make more sense? He says it makes more sense. I go with Judah. Okay.
Letters and words, we do that?
No, we can't really do that. You're right. But according to the Rashbam, you're not really moving anything. It's just a way to understand it. Listen to this. Because the guy told me after Shir, he's brought his son into the Shir. I said, why didn't you do the daf? He said, I do the daf. I said, you did the daf Yud Aleph? Yeah, I did daf Yud. So I said, explain to me what Goyrin u'meisifim v'darshim means. Just explain to me what that means. It's like, I don't know. I said, okay, so go to the Shir and look at the chart, you'll understand. Goyrin, we take off, meisifim, we add a word, loy, v'darshim, and then we darshan. It's a svara, not a svara, it's a law in the Torah of Goyrim, meisifim v'darshim. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.